Do. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this next episode of Work in Progress Wednesday. I am your host, Modern Synthesis, otherwise known as Mr. Pink. I am joined by my erstwhile co-hosts. I almost said Darth Bob. Voices on Silent. Shane, want to say hello, Shane?
Hello.
Kajan, also known as Kajan. Want to say hello, Kajan?
Hi, everyone.
Hello, and unfortunately, Will was not able to join us this evening, our other normal host, so we are joined by the one, the only agent of chaos himself, Symbio Joe. Want to say hello, Symbio Joe?
Hello, Symbio Joe.
Hello, Symbio Joe. Thank you for joining us. Thank you all for joining me this evening. I appreciate it. And thank you for putting up with my nonsense as I tried to coax the fifth member back into his cage, because he was repeatedly punching my computer in the face a second ago, but I think he's now buggered off. So hooray for that. How's everyone doing this evening? Symbio, you're joining us special. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, quite all right. I was. I'm still a little panicky because there are uncertain things in my future, but a lot of uncertainty has cleared up today, and yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I am gluing gene stealers together, which is fun. I love them. I love my gene stealers.
These are new ones?
Yes, new ones with the tentacle head, and there will be a Lictor-esque gene stealer somewhere in my future, so
Great.
yeah.
I love the new Gene Stealer kit. People do not love the new Gene Stealer kit enough, I feel like. So many people are so tired of Gene Stealers because Games Workshop shove the old Gene Stealers down our throat in like every single Tyranid box they ever released. So I'm sure everyone has way too many Gene Stealers already. And they're like, I don't need more Gene Stealers. And I'm like, no, the new kit, it's so good. You need to experience it, but whatever.
I will never have enough gene stealers.
Good. Right answer.
Correct answer.
Shane, why don't you tell us what you're doing this evening and how you're doing this evening and whether you're doing Gene Stealers.
I'm doing well. I'm recovering from surgery. Had a balloon sinuplasty, so my sinuses got blown up and they like broke my nose from the inside. And
oh my lord!
So it's been a pretty painful recovery, but I've been hopped up on Percocet and Valium, so that's been an interesting experience. But yeah, I'm working on this little guy. I think I started his brother on the last stream we were on, but he's gonna be chomping on somebody's arm.
Nice. I'm sorry you had to go through all that, and I hope that it is worth it and that it helps you out long term. And that
Yeah,
there are
actually,
no more
I'm
surgeries in your
seeing
future.
some short term results already. I
Oh,
can
great.
actually breathe through my nose when I'm sleeping, not having to
Wow.
That is excellent.
How often
Yes.
did you have to say you should have seen the other guy in the past few hours?
Well, yeah, I had pretty bad nosebleeds for like the first like week.
Oh
Like it
man,
was
okay.
like constant. I actually had this like little thing that it was kind of like a face mask, but it just went under the nose, and I would basically wrap gauze around it. So I just had this constant like little nosebleed catcher
Is that
I
the
was
picture you
wearing
sent us?
for like a week. Say again?
You sent me oh wait, you sent me a picture. Wait, no, did you post that in the Discord? You posted a
Oh,
picture of you.
Yeah, I posted it in the Discord. Yeah, I was wearing that thing for like a week. Because even when I thought they had stopped, all of a sudden it would just be like, oh, there's another one.
Your nose being like, what did you do to me?
Exactly. So, but overall, not the worst. It's actually the first, like, other than getting my wisdom teeth removed, that was actually the first surgery I've ever had done.
Wow.
So, I was happy that my first surgery was one that was fairly non-invasive.
Good. I feel like that's a victory. I think.
Yes.
Oh, I guess I had a hernia when I was a baby. I guess that would probably have been my first surgery. But my first surgery that I was like, you know, aware of was when they had to scope my knee. I tore a meniscus in my knee, and they had to like remove the little flappy bit that was flapping around in there. But they completely put me out.
Flappy bit.
The flappy bits are always the problem.
Yeah, I tore a ligament in my was my left ankle? Yeah, it was my left
Ooh,
ankle.
that doesn't sound fun.
No, it was very painful, but luckily I didn't have to have surgery or anything. But I couldn't walk on it for like 3 months.
Oh man.
Don't run down the stairs, kids.
Never ever.
Also, don't run up the stairs.
Or that.
Running and stairs, just don't do anything related to running and stairs.
Not a good combination.
Nope.
Can't confirm.
I feel like running in general is a bad idea.
Oh, what the heck? One sec.
Nobody let Mr. Pink see how I'm storing my green stuff.
He might have recognized, maybe yes, maybe not.
Hopefully you missed it.
In the original packaging.
Yeah. I haven't had any problems this far, so maybe the screen stuff is just built different. I don't know.
I think time might be the issue. It's
Yeah,
So-
I've had this for a while. I think I've had the
Oh.
screen stuff for over a year. But yeah, it probably would last longer if I babied it a little more. But I am irresponsible.
Sorry,
you only live once.
it was a call from my dad's long-term care home, which is always a stressful thing to receive. But fortunately, it's only that they warned us that there might be like a respiratory outbreak on his floor, and that they're saying now it's influenza, and they're going to be giving him Tamiflu. So I'm like, yeah. They're like, is that okay? Can we give him Tamiflu? I'm like, yeah, go for it.
Okay, well, I'm glad it's nothing serious.
Yeah. He's been having a lot of serious stuff lately, so I was also glad it's nothing serious.
When that sentence started, it sounded more serious than it was going to be.
What's
So
that?
I'm glad. When that sentence started, it sounded like it was going to be more serious than it was.
Oh, dude, every time I get a phone call from them, it's like,
Yeah.
I worry it's the
miss
serious
some
phone
call.
call. This is my life. Hold on. Just all right, so we were talking about, Shane was talking about his surgery, Symbio was talking about his gene stealer. Shane, did you have anything else that you wanted to share?
Nope, not that I can think of.
Okay. Kajan, how you doing? What you been up to?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
Yeah, and I'm still working on my malefactor.
Mm-hmm.
So finally reaching the detailed stage.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. Of course, it's also kind of at that stage where nothing feels right anymore.
Nothing feels right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a dreadful stage.
That's my entire life.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And we had some comments in chat earlier.
Yes,
and
tell me more.
feel like that was a great question. We had the Squid with class joining us, and he asked any advice on how to engage with the hobby if you're constantly on the road.
Oh man, I wish we had Jade Finch here. I don't know if Jade Finch was technically constantly on the road, but Jade Finch had a lot of work stuff that would take them to like various locales. Although I think that probably I think I remember Jade Finch's solution being, I'm not going to do Warhammer for a while because I'm away from my stuff. But Squid with Class, welcome. I don't think we've seen you on the stream before. If you are on Instagram, my buddy Coscamade, he is one of the most on the go dudes I know, and he is always got like a miniature and like some paint with him, and he'll like paint in like a kayak or like paint when he's like climbing like a cliff face and stuff like that. Like he's got this licked, but yeah, his examples are probably a little more extreme than what you're dealing with. But I would say that I wouldn't. You can get hobby cases like Monument Hobbies has like a pretty cool bag system that they developed. But honestly, I wish I had it here. It's downstairs in the basement. I don't know that I want to run and grab it right now. But I got I found a makeup case in a trash dump up at like this cottage that we rent, and that has become like a great hobby case for me. I use it at home and I use it on the go, but it's like it's kind of big. I think I don't know if it's like a foot by a foot or it's like 10 inches by 10 inches by 10 inches, like a cube. But that's a pretty cool thing that I found that works for me. But you can do literally anything. Like I at work I keep some hobby stuff in my desk at my day job, and I just have like these like packing cubes. This one's from Cotopaxi. And I just chuck a bunch of stuff in these. Like, in fact, right now, I packed all my stuff to go to Adepticon, though I didn't get to go to Adepticon this year. And I packed, like, my sculpting stuff in one of these, and I packed my conversion stuff in a different one of these, and I took the two of them and put them into one big packing cube. But that's more for, like, tools and putty and glue and stuff that you don't have to worry about breaking. But when it comes to miniatures, I would just say get, like, the smallest foam case you can, and only transport, like, a couple of miniatures with you, and then you could probably like slap your paints in that thing as well. Yeah, like it depends on if you're like, you need to fit this case inside your carry-on, or if like you're driving and you can like just chuck the case in the back of your car or something like that. Yeah, so maybe tell us a little more about your applications. Like, are you talking about flying? Like, does it need to, can you check the case, or does it need to fit in like the existing case you have? Kajan?
I
would
traveled
prefer-
for a while with my last job, and yeah, I found that just like I mean, it kind of depends, I guess, on what you're doing. I never really paint, so transporting a bunch of paints was never really a
Yeah.
thing for me. But I just had like kind of a little care package of, like one or two projects that I was actively working on, and then like, basic stuff like, a little thing of Nivea and my hobby tools and stuff. The only thing is, at least unless you're bringing it in your I tried to not bring anything other than a carry-on, and you can't bring super glue on a plane, so
Oh, you can't?
I would have to like, you can't bring cyanide on a plane.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Well, at least every time I brought it, they always knocked me for it. But
But that's just carry on. Like if you check it, it's okay.
yeah, you could check it. I think it's fine, but
Interesting. I did
I
not
was
know
always
that.
paranoid that them knocking my bag around was going to leak super glue all over my clothes, so I never really tried that.
Oh, Ziploc bags, baby.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on exactly what you mean by engaging with the hobby. Like, if you're just like building models and stuff, I mean, you could just bring. I mean, honestly, one of the things that I did a lot when I was traveling, just because like sometimes I wouldn't like to get out like my whole hobby kit and green stuff and all that in a hotel room, is I would just bring like models that I knew I needed to like get mold lines off, and I would just like open up the box and just pop on the TV and just scrape mold lines
That's
while I was
smart.
watching TV.
Like that.
Not the most fun thing in the world, but
Getting
when you
hobby
got
done.
limited access, yeah, when you got limited access to the stuff you would like to do with your hobby, might as well do the stuff that you're not as big a fan of.
Yeah, good tip. Symbio, Kajan, you got any experience with this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I have a suggestion. You get yourself a mason jar or something like this, and you take the lid off and you put the poster tag inside the lid, and then you can put your piece you're working on onto the poster tag and use the glass as a secure container
Oh,
around
that's cool. I
the
like that.
thing you're working on.
That is a good
And
idea.
it's sturdy, and it will basically it's basically bomb proof. And if you're getting yourself some plastic kit like this, some small box, you can fit basically all your tools inside.
And
it will
if you're
also
afraid of plastic, you could always use a plastic jar. I mean, sorry, if you're afraid of glass, you don't want to worry about glass breaking. You could always use a plastic jar, like a peanut butter jar or something like that.
yeah, it just needs to be big enough, but I feel glass, because it's more sturdy.
Yeah.
It's I have less reservations about knocking the glass than I have about a thin plastic kit. I'm a little worried about it getting crushed in the bag.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good tip. Symbio, what about you? You got any travel hobby tips?
Not necessarily traveling far, but I'm traveling in between my home and my hobby club. And well, I got the deluxe set of a laser cut box that stores everything I need for my hobby.
Mhm.
But at the beginning, I just packed what I needed, and I think it is good to know how far you can get, or what you can get done. As Shane said, just scrape away while while you sit down. And well, as with anything hobby related, just start small. Don't go in
Yes.
with big expectations, what you're gonna do and what you're gonna reach. Just I don't know, pack one miniature and all the paints you think you're gonna need, or just the basics, and get a few more. Also a good idea if you have them in a box. Put some magnet paper in. First magnetize the bases if you have them built already, and those are kept in place quite nicely. Yeah, what you suggested, a cosmetic bag, a toolbox, something that is already made to store, like pencils, tools, anything like that,
Yep.
colors. You can, well, right now you can go budget, or you can really find something that is explicitly made for the hobbyist, but you don't have to. And I think it is way more important to know what you can get done, what you want to get done, especially when you're just starting out. Just stick to the basics, get stuff done, and get a feeling for what you can reach and what your goal is, and set the goalpost higher every time. The this the squid with a class, perfect name, might might get well, feeling quite quick what he can do, what he can't do,
Yeah.
or what he wants to do. Especially that is, do not force stuff on yourself.
Yeah.
Just if it does not work to you, if it does not work for you, if you travel, just that's it. Do
Yeah.
it at your own pace, and if you don't like it, don't do it.
I really like what you said there about like starting small, because I've definitely had that experience where, like, I'm just going to a gaming club in my city and I'm only going to be there for a couple of hours, but I'm like, oh, I'm going to work on this and I'm going to work on this, and then I'm also going to bring this, and like I should also have that other thing that I wanted to finish. And like I go and I bring 5 miniatures and I get some work done on one. And that's like all that I do. And I overpack for like the amount of work that I'm actually going to do. So that can be annoying. So yes, I would suggest, it's a great suggestion, Symbio, to pack less than you think you need. And yeah, and like you were talking about getting all your paints, like you probably don't even need all your paints. Depending on how much time you have for hobby, you might need like a base coat paint and like a highlight paint and maybe a wash, and that's it. But you can always pack more. It's unfortunate to like lug more stuff than you need. So I really like your suggestion of starting small, seeing what you can accomplish, and then increasing the amount of stuff you bring as you see what you can accomplish.
And don't go out and buy a bunch of hobbyist equipment.
Yes.
A lot of equipment you will find at your home. Don't be afraid to wash out some, like I did, some jars or something like that. You don't have to go and buy expensive hobbyist stuff.
Yeah, don't go and buy a
Especially when
case
you
if you're not sure you're gonna like enjoy moving and doing the stuff on the go.
Yeah.
Also, don't try and bring a can of spray primer on a plane.
No, you can't bring a can of spray primer on a plane. Prime your models
Or
before you
acrylic-
go.
Or not acrylic, or enamel washes. Can't bring enamels.
Well, I didn't know about enamel washes.
It's flammable.
It's
You can't
oil.
bring flammable
Yeah,
stuff.
it's oil.
So wait, did Squid with Class tell us more about what kind of hobbying they want to engage with while moving, or what kind of traveling they're doing? Did they respond to those?
He said, I'm new to the hobby and I'm typically not flying all that often, mostly driving and staying in a lot of hotels for work. And in that case, I would, one moment, you can get something like this here. Like it's basically a metal box, and you can keep your tools inside. And yeah,
Good tip.
they're not expensive, and you get everything inside there. And we have Nora joining us in the chat.
Nora?
Yeah,
Nora's in the chat?
Blonde Queen. Yeah.
From the other room? Where?
Right below.
Oh, there we go.
The only place the chat could be.
Wait, why is her
Yeah,
name
this-
Gray? Oh wait,
This
because she's
sounds
not
like
a
a
mod.
book or a movie title. Nora from the other room.
Yeah.
Or the name of like a pop punk song.
Welcome, Nora, my Norn Queen. Glad you and Sasha and Ripley could join us. Yeah. The other thing I was going to say about traveling, you can, like, I don't know. I got like this thing from like a Japanese kind of style dollar store. It's just like a pencil case. And I use this in my own home for just like storing my sculpting tools. But it's also something that could easily be transportable when you're traveling. Or you can just get like an even smaller pen case to put just a few tools in that you need. When I took a lot of inspiration from Koska Maid, who I was talking about, who paints on mountaintops and stuff like that. And after he inspired me, I just got a Games Workshop, and this is only because it was a case I already had. I had a Games Workshop, I think they called it a Kill Team case or something. It's like a little like foam box that only has one level of storage in it. Well, it's a hard plastic, or kind of like sort of hard plastic zippered pouch with foam inside, and there's only one level of storage in it. And it only is like, it's like, I don't think it's like a foot wide. It's probably like 10 inches by 8 or 6 inches. And I was able to get a few miniatures in that, my paintbrushes, some paints, a little water jug, some paper, and I put it all in that one little case. And I was able to take that on planes. And I actually got it out because all the paints are smaller than like 100 milliliters or whatever the heck the limit is. So that works. And I was able to just like get it out in like airport lobby, like whatever, the lobby thing where you wait before you get on the plane, and just like paint there. So you'd be surprised like how little you need to make this stuff happen. But if you're driving, you're laughing because you can put as much stuff as you want in your car, theoretically, to drag around with you. One thing I was thinking as soon as you said you're going to hotels, they might have good lighting, but I would say find a lamp that you don't mind transporting. I wouldn't say a travel lamp, because lamps are important. Like, I've got this Red Grass Games, whatever the heck it's called. It's like the lamp with the two lenses on it, and you can like angle the two lenses. And it's not a very small lamp, but it folds into like a I would say this is about a 14-inch or a 16-inch length, and then it's only about 4 inches wide, maybe 5 inches wide. And I realized I could take this thing and I can put it in a yoga bag, like the kind of bag that you would use to transport a yoga mat. You got to be careful that you don't like bash it around, but it's pretty easily transportable. And then when I'm actually using it right now, like my camera shoots through the middle of this thing. And that means that when I go and like, if we're like renting a cottage and we're staying at a cottage, I can bring my good light with me and use that there. And it's a little more cumbersome than bringing like a really small, really light light, but it's much better quality in terms of like the lighting that it provides. So I will accept the extra weight and bulk for the additional lighting ability, and that's a decision you have to make based on like what tools are most important to you.
You can also get a good headlamp if you're comfortable wearing it.
Yeah, if you're into that sort of thing. I don't think I would be comfortable wearing that. I don't think it would be weird. Good suggestion.
And Diana suggested in the chat to look into makeup cases.
Yes, that's what I have, Diana, and I love it. I wish I could show you my makeup case right now, but it's downstairs,
Yeah,
then I would have to
actually,
mess with my...
I have one as well. I think this is a makeup case. My future father-in-law got me this when he was in I think it was when he was in Spain. But yeah, it's just like a little. I carry all my like sculpting tools and stuff.
Does it have
Just
like the
that.
shelves that scissor out? Because mine is really cool where you like open it and it's kind of like an old school tackle box where the two sides open up and then there's all these like shelves that kind of like array themselves. They're on these, I don't know if they're called scissor lifts or whatever the heck. Is that what you have,
Oh
Shane?
no,
or-
this is more of just like a little bag. I just got like a little. It's like a little makeup bag. Like I guess something you would put like lipsticks and eyeshadow and stuff.
Oh,
in.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's could just be a pencil case, right? Like
Yeah, more or less.
a zippered.
It's
That's
got
what I
little
was
pockets
showing.
inside of it too.
Like they have like, if you get a small enough packing cube, because people get these things called packing cubes where like you make all the cubes, you fill them up, you zip them together, and then you put them in your bag. You can get pretty small versions of these, and I use those for hobby. Oh wait, I have them here. How wide can I go? Bear with. Oh, that's good.
Tempting the fifth member.
What?
Tempting the fifth
Tempting the
member.
fifth member. You are correct. So get out of here for a second. I've got. Oh, get out of here, light. Let's see what the heck is doing. So this is one of those large zipper cases from Mountain Equipment Co-op here in Toronto, in Canada. This is like maybe 10 inches by 8 inches. And then when I zip this out, I've got like a plastic case that has my cutting kind of tools in it and like my pin vise. And then I've got a bunch of these smaller ones. See, this is like a baby version of the big one. And then like in the baby one, this one's got like wires in it and like weird materials. This was going to be for my kit bashing seminar. So like tin foil and like, yeah, plastic card. And then I've got like another little one of those in here, same size, pretty small. This one's got like, I think, clippers in it. Yeah, clippers and drill bits, the God hand drill bits. So yeah, it's just a bunch of these that all like go together in the big case. And then, oh, I've got one of these. This is like a little pencil case that I used to use for pencils and pens. And now I use it for plastic card tube and pins, like brass pins for pinning. So there's that. And then I've got another like mesh bag in here. This is where I've got my glues. So I got Gorilla Glue in there. I've got plastic glue. I've got a little vial of white powder that is definitely not anything illicit. It's baking soda. Oh, and I guess I should have put, this is my glue bag. I should put this no more nails in here. But yeah, you can just get all these little cases. And you just go to an outdoor supply store and just buy little mesh bags or little packing cubes. These come in like a set of probably like 3 or something like that. And it all just tessellates together. And then I take this thing and I put it in an even larger packing cube with my other packing cube full of sculpting supplies.
Bags on bags.
Bags on... Listen, I am a bag nut. I can never have enough bags. I could talk your ear off about bags. This one's pretty much empty. This is the same size one in a different color, and this is where I've got the sculpting tools, but most of my sculpting tools are out of my work surface. So this is the mesh bag that I put my mason jars filled with epoxy sculpt in. And like Kajan said, they're glass, they're mason jars, they're strong. If I was going on a plane and I was checking this, I would wrap them in, well, I guess I would have to. I would wrap them in bubble wrap or something like that, but they all go in there. If you're not storing green stuff in glass jars, please go to my YouTube when you're not watching this video and search "you're storing green stuff wrong." It looks like a clickbait video, but I've literally had 3 people this week ask me why they have annoying hard bits in their green stuff when they're mixing it up. And it's because the way that, it's not your fault, the way they ship out green stuff is packaged wrong, and you need to repackage it in airtight glass. You need to take it out of the plastic it comes in, because that will destroy the yellow. The plastic green stuff is wrapped in, causes the yellow to set. You don't believe me? Check out that video. It's called "You're Storing Green Stuff Wrong." Kajan, can you grab it and put the link in the chat?
Can do.
Yeah, what kind of person would continue to store their green stuff in the original plastic?
Yeah.
The kind of people who just
Yeah.
buy it and trust that the manufacturer knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, those people.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And those are
totally,
terrible people.
totally not me.
Naive people who have not been burned by life.
You guys tell me you're storing green stuff wrong right now? Because I will cut you.
Nah.
We would never.
Nah.
No, not me. Never.
The other thing that people are talking about this week is Nivea. The amazing green stuff epoxy sculpt lubricant that look, Kajan's got. Oh, I like that Kajan. I like that rainbow one. I got this version, the rainbow one with my sticker on it. This stuff is amazing for when you're sculpting. I've got it on the back of my hand right now. Just going to go in here. I'm going to take my tool. I'm going to rub it through there a little bit, and I rub almost all of it off, and there's just a skim of oil on there, and that's enough to lubricate your tools. You don't have to wash your models after. You can also check that video out on my YouTube.
You should always lubricate your tool.
Always lubricate your tools. It's so much easier. And I'm not using green stuff here. I'm using Abe's epoxy sculpt. And that's just because like this is kind of a larger area and it's terrain. And for some reason, whenever I'm sculpting terrain, I go for epoxy sculpt. I could mix green stuff in with this, but as you can see, it takes detail pretty well. As well as green stuff, I would say. And it's cheaper than green stuff, which is amazing.
It really comes down to experience. There's when you're around Instagram for a long time, you see experts who only work in green stuff, experts who only work in epoxy sculpts, and experts who work with a mix of different putties, and the outcome is amazing. So yeah, train it, do it.
And then there's Valbjorn.
And yeah.
And then there's crazy people who sculpt tiny knots.
Yeah, and then there's this person.
I commented on like one of his recent posts, like, do I need to inform your family because I'm seriously worried about your mental health? And I think his response was, oh, don't worry, they know.
Yeah, or the what's his name with the hot glue?
Oh yeah,
Singer.
Warsinger with his hot glue.
Yeah, Warsinger. He's amazing. Everything in hot glue. I want to do that so bad, but I wouldn't even know where to start.
Hot glue
He has
gun.
some tutorial on his YouTube channel that's like shows some of the basics.
Oh, I didn't know he has a YouTube channel.
Me neither.
He like never uploads on it, but he does have one tutorial video that shows like the basics.
As someone with a YouTube channel that I never upload to, other than these streams, making YouTube videos is hard.
Yes.
You get a lot of the first. You start with a few geometric forms, and then you add some detail, and then you have got the finished picture. I get a lot of that from
Yeah, exactly.
for modeling.
Oh, okay. It's like first
Now just
you
add the details.
grab a pencil
you have
and then
two
you draw the
circles,
owl.
and on the next pictures you have a perfectly drawn owl.
Yeah, that was like the tutorial that Games Workshop posted from is it Richard Gray? The super awesome painter?
Oh, I
He
think
is
I know.
one of them.
There was a tutorial on freehand, and it's like first you paint some black circles and then you paint freehand. It's like, what the hell?
Well,
It's a trap.
everything you need to know.
And in Richard Gray's defense, it was probably the case that he's like, okay, I need 15 steps, and Games Workshop's like, you can have 4.
He was probably being a little cheeky about it.
Yeah. All right.
We are working on the Cyber Bear.
Cyber Bear. How's Cyber Bear coming along? How you feeling?
He's almost done, actually. I just gotta do some last little spots of filling in
Good.
fur, and I'm gonna sculpt him a little bear tail, and give him a base, and he's done.
I am sculpting a weird Tyranid egg thing inspired by some classic Games Workshop Tyranid terrain.
Yeah, I was really missing that one with the new release of the Tyranid terrain. I was really hoping for the egg.
Was it you guys who told me to do the egg, or was it Simon and Flinhammer?
Simon and Flinhammer.
Okay, because I couldn't remember if I was doing it with you guys or I was doing it with them, but we were looking at the different bits of Tyranid terrain that were previewed in that. Why are all my tools covered in hair? I gotta get back to my studio. There's too much cat and dog up in here. Oh, god damn.
That's the curse of having cats and dogs.
Yep.
The cats
Especially
and dogs do not
cats.
enter my studio, but my studio is full of junk right now and I need to clean it up. And this is the reason I need to clean it, because this is infuriating. Yeah, we were reviewing the Tyranid terrain in that Kill Team box that has cool Raveners in it and terrible terrain in it. And we were trying to figure out if there's like old Forge World or old Games Workshop analog Tyranid terrain that we could use to represent the weird things in that box. And there's one weird thing in that box that looks like kind of like 3 capillary towers that are like all kind of like jammed together. And then there's like some webbing between them. And I'm not feeling that piece, but I thought maybe that the old eggs could be the stand-in for that piece. Like is this what you were trying to get at, Games Workshop, when you did that crummy job?
Maybe some sort of bud, like it is not developed yet.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm trying for. I'm trying for a modern version of that cool egg thing with the lictor talons. And I'm pretty happy with how it's coming out. I did this on a random stream on the weekend, but I started off with a lime. This is a foam lime from the Dollarama, and it's got like a vinyl skin on it. I cut through that. I glued the these cut down scything talons into the gaps in the foam with no more nails, and then I went to town sculpting this side. And I didn't really know exactly what I was going to do with it until I did it. And I did it, and I'm like, there's a little bit of this that was dictated by the photos that I had of the old egg piece of terrain. But yeah, and then I just kind of like started pushing the epoxy sculpt around. I had a rough idea of what I was going for and kind of followed the shapes that came out to this.
Huh.
Pretty happy with it.
I'm also totally in line with Diana, who pointed out that you can help this channel by clicking like and subscribe and the little bell.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Symbio Joe.
I feel like Diana's always the one that calls that out.
She
before
is.
we do.
She's a lovely
Always on
human
top of
being.
it.
Yeah,
She's
unpaid promoter.
Yeah. Nora and Diana were bonding earlier about label makers.
label makers.
Yeah,
I didn't know Nora was into label makers.
apparently.
Now
yeah.
you know.
We don't even have a label maker. Heck.
Christmas ideas.
She is obsessed with stickers. And like
Everything will be labeled.
I do enjoy stickers, but Nora like saves her stickers, whereas I like need to put them on things. So I need to get her a sticker album. So
Yeah,
the stickers are
but
kind of like
then you
labels, right?
don't- But then you don't have the sticker anymore when you really need to have one.
Well, if you have the sticker album, you can like keep them in there with the backing still on them, and then you always have the stickers.
No, so okay. I imagined like sticker album where you glue them into.
No, that's what I did with my sticker album when I was a child, and I told Nora about that, and she was basically like, "You monster! Why would you do that?"
I mean, I imagine that's how they work.
I think she said, and I quote, "They're not valuable anymore once you stick them." I'm like, I didn't know they were valuable to begin with.
You deserve each other.
Apparently, she's going to teach me how to keep my sticker collection valuable.
I don't know. Are you familiar with the Panini sticker albums?
Were those the ones we had when we were kids, like the Ninja Turtle movie ones?
Yes.
Yes,
They,
I was telling her about
have-
that. She thought it was weird.
They have a jousting knight as logo.
Yes, I remember the Jousting Knight, but I couldn't remember what the name was. Thank you.
Yeah.
You unlocked a memory from my childhood. I
You're
had the Ninja
welcome.
Turtles one from I think it was I can't remember which movie it was, the first or the second one. And yeah, you get the
There
packets.
were a lot of them.
You get the packets of stickers, and then it's almost like collecting like trading cards, but then you have like
Exactly.
numbered sections of the sticker album where you're supposed to put them in. God, I wish I still had those albums. I think I threw them out. Did you have a lot of them, Symbio?
I guess I only had one or two.
Yeah.
One was
I only had one.
about a show that originated in the Netherlands about a duck.
Yeah.
And I think I had a Ghostbusters one, the real Ghostbusters.
I had that one too.
And probably one time I would have one about soccer, which I did not care about. But yeah,
A
I'm in
relative
Germany,
bought it for you?
Everybody in your class collected.
Yeah,
them,
everybody
right?
in your class had one,
Yeah.
so you cannot
Yeah.
escape it.
Yeah, you couldn't escape it. It was a social thing you were socially pressured into.
The soccer one?
Yeah.
Yeah. But of course, I had several sticker albums that had prepped paper, so you can glue the stick, so you can stick the sticker in, but also get it off
I think that's what Nora
and
had.
trade it. Yeah, and trade it with other school kids. That was something I did first class, second class.
Were those like the
Third.
old photo albums? Because that's how I remember them. I had an old photo album because the photo albums used to be like it was like a glue paper, not like glue, like kind of sticky.
It is
with a plastic
a
sheet over it.
silicone. It is a silicone paper.
Oh, okay.
So there are different variants. The photo album ones mostly were just a coated plastic that did not had some adhesiveness
Yes.
removed, but not entirely. And the silicone paper was the same paper the stickers came on.
Okay.
And now you have nice sticker albums with terrain and houses and stuff on it where you can put the stickers in and make some. There are of course, there is a YouTube channel and an Instagram channel where people just precisely cutting out stickers and making collages.
Don't tell Nora. We share
late.
YouTube. I don't want my
No,
algorithm messed up even
she's
further by
listening in.
sticker album YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll be like, what are you doing? She'll be like, I'm watching more sticker core YouTube stuff.
Ticker core.
And there were always the stickers you would put on your Transformers or Legos that would never be in the right place and peel off way too easy.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh no.
listen.
Oh no. No. I never put stickers on my Legos. Fuck that.
Okay, guys, if you're going to be
Anytime they
talking to
came
me,
in a
wait.
set, I wouldn't put them on it.
Important clarifying point. If you're going to be talking on this channel, the plural of Lego is Lego. Don't put an S on it. It drives me up the wall. I think I'm the only person who thinks this, but Lego is not... Wait, is it countable noun? Is that what I'm looking for? I don't know. You can have a lot of Lego. It's not many Legos.
Legos.
No.
Legos.
Wait a
Legos,
second.
Legos,
Horrible.
Legos.
This might not hold up in court, but this is what I believe.
Ah, damn it! There's no translation.
Oh, there's a German word you want to hit me with?
Yes.
Like Schadenfreude or something?
Mm-hmm.
What's your closest approximation?
Because Lego is not just Lego. In Germany, it's a Klemmbaustein.
What? What does that mean?
It means
Pinching
Legos
stone.
German.
a stone that adheses by
Pinching to the
pinching. Yeah.
Pinching
Oh.
stone is the literal translation.
Like a building block or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And there is a very famous German YouTuber who promotes that word because Lego was not very kind to him.
Oh.
I'm not surprised.
Is it because Lego doesn't like that word?
Because it's the well, first of all, it is the correct German word.
Yeah.
And second of all, yeah, Lego is very protective of the word Lego, and yeah,
And
he reviewed some sets, and he was very honest in his reviews. And Lego was like, "Hey, how about we hit you with some lawsuits?" And he was
What?
not very fond of that.
Well, I would not be fond of that either. That's scuzzy on Lego's behalf.
Lego is making Games Workshop looking like the nice friendly company.
In some cases, yes.
Lego is the green stuff world of building blocks.
Yeah, basically.
Along until
I
we
mean,
get the
they
Warhammer Lego crossover.
They lost a bunch of patent disputes. That's why we are still having knockoff versions of Lego.
Like Mega Blocks and stuff like that?
Yeah, but they've been trying very hard to go after that stuff.
Wait. I want to dig down on what Shane said about the Warhammer Lego crossover. I didn't even think about that, but damn it, maybe that's coming. I don't know. Maybe Games Workshop doesn't want to do that. I don't know.
I can't imagine Games Workshop wouldn't want to do that.
Would say no to the money. Yeah, what do people think? Do they think Games Workshop Lego crossover is likely?
I think not, because it is too war themed.
Yeah.
Oh.
They literally do Star Wars.
Yeah, and they also do Lord of the Rings.
And Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and Avatar.
Yeah, but none of that is about Slanesh demons.
Well, I mean, they don't have to do the Slanesh demons. They can,
Yeah, but the
stick to the
tagline for
war.
Warhammer is there can only be war and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that they're doing kid Warhammer stuff. Remember? They do the kid books. There's no Slanesh demons in those.
Why did you have to remind me?
Oh, shut up. They're
Oh,
fine.
never got that book.
Yeah, they're doing like kid stuff. I would like Games Workshop wants the money, Lego wants the money. They're gonna make a way to make it happen.
I mean, maybe if it's breaking properly into the mainstream, then yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Games Workshop has to be a little more mainstream. Like it's getting mainstream now. It's mainstreaming.
It's gonna depend on how successful the Amazon show is.
Everything
Yeah.
hinges on Henry Cavill. Dear Superman, save us. Get us Lego sets.
Hopefully not.
I knew Warhammer wasn't cool anymore when my mom told me about Henry Cavill making a Warhammer show.
And we had Can't Strafe Right.
Oh,
saying
Can't Strafe
earlier,
Right!
when
We've had Can't Strafe Right on here before. Hey, welcome back.
he said, when people say Legos, it reminds me of my parents saying Warhammers.
Thank you, Can't Strafe Right. Can't Strafe Right is my people. Can't Strafe Right is my people.
That is totally different.
Somebody make Can't Strafe Right a moderator.
That's just grammatically completely wrong. Like Warhammer
So
is
is
an actual
Legos.
word. Pokemans.
Pokemans.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was watching. Okay, so full disclosure, I've never watched The Sopranos, but when you got a busted leg, you watch a lot of TV apparently. And I ran out of TV. I was watching the White Lotus, and then I got through all of that. And then I was like, well, I have never watched The Sopranos, and I kind of been meaning to watch that for a while. I should watch The Sopranos. And there's one where like Christopher is like talking about knocking off a shipment of Pokemon cards. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh man, this is
I
awesome.
remember that one.
Huh?
Yeah, I remember that one. Chrissy. Oh, Chrissy.
He's my favorite. I love him so.
He's
I
such
love
a
him
mess.
because he was on White Lotus, the actor.
Oh, was he?
Second season of White Lotus. Yeah, they go to Italy.
Oh no, what's the actor's name? I can't remember his name.
What
Yeah.
I really like about the choice of a fruit as a base
Yeah.
is that it already comes with texture.
Yeah, it's got like this kind of reminds me of facehugger eggs. A little bit, the texture.
Speaking of facehugger eggs,
Uh-oh.
kind of. Did anybody see the
I did.
Predator Badlands trailer?
Yes, you put it in the
just a few minutes before I joined the stream. Yes.
Yeah, I figured I should watch it before.
I am so hype because I don't know if you guys noticed the little Easter eggs throughout the trailer.
I did not. Tell us about them.
They basically confirmed AVP is happening.
Oh yeah, Alien vs Predator.
Yeah, the girl, when her like eyes go back into her head,
What
or
is
whatever,
that?
she's got the Weyland-Yutani logo on her eyes, just like.
Oh, she's an android.
And later on in the scene where the spoilers if you haven't watched the trailer,
It's a trailer.
but where the Predator's like roaring at the end of the trailer, if
Yeah.
you look in the background, one of the crashed trucks is a Weyland-Yutani truck.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Thanks for I did not notice those, so thank you. And also I don't know why, but because like he directed Prey, and Prey, very good movie, you should see it. Don't listen to chuds on the internet if they said angry things about it because there's a lady in it. Prey, because it was set in like the past, and like because he's doing that animated film that's set on Earth as well, I was expecting that Badlands was going to be set on Earth, and I thought I heard it was like Western themed, but I'm happy to see that it's sci-fi future, like Weyland-Yutani stuff. That makes me really hype.
Yeah, the plot is kind of interesting too, because like they mentioned something about like, so this Predator who's like, I think it's pretty cool that the Predator is the protagonist in this movie.
Yeah.
So the Predator is apparently like, he's like a disgraced hunter who's like disgraced from his clan and has come to this planet to hunt the ultimate prey, which in my mind
is an alien.
Now that we know Weyland-Yutani is involved, what else is the ultimate prey?
Well, isn't that what they said in AVP back in the day? Wasn't the whole reason that they were on Earth messing around with that temple because the aliens are the ultimate prey?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that the alien's going to be in. Also, Fede Alvarez, the director of Alien Romulus, has said before that he's spoken with the director of Prey, and they've kind of like tossed around ideas for, doing a crossover. And he's actually said before that one thing he always thought would be very cool would be to have one or the other show up in the other one's film without it, like, as a surprise. So I kind of think that that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to see an alien show up at some point in
Okay,
that
so
movie.
one of the greatest things I ever heard, and I'm really sad it didn't happen, but it never could have worked in like the internet world. Fede Alvarez didn't want anyone to know that Romulus was an alien movie. He wanted people to just think it was a sci-fi horror. He wanted to keep all the alien stuff out of the previews. I'm like, that would have been amazing if he could pull that off.
Yeah. I remember somebody floated the idea. I remember, like, it was like kind of like a, I don't know what you'd call it, like a pitch for a movie about, like, it was just going to be a typical like horror film, and like you wouldn't see the killer until the end of the film, and like the whole idea was like it was like an invisible killer, and then later on in the film it's revealed that it's a predator, and it would be like a kind of covert predator sequel.
That'd be cool.
I love that idea as a twist of like, I don't know if this movie's pretty old, but spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie Split, um now's your chance to
That's a cool movie.
mute the stream. Split's entire twist is that it's actually well, sorry, is anybody in the
Yeah, you
stream
have
know?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to turn off the stream. Turn off the stream now. Mute it. I'm gonna have my hand here, and when we're done, spoiling, I'm gonna take my hand away. So you can just turn off your audio if you don't want Split to be ruined for you. Go for it, Shane.
Yeah, so Split's twist, because M. Night Shyamalan loves twists in his movie, is that it's actually a sequel to Unbreakable.
Which I love. Unbreakable is one of my favorite movies ever.
Right, I loved that twist, and it was mind blowing when I saw it. So I wish more people would do twists like that, where like the twist is that this is a sequel to another film that you'd had no idea that it was that.
All right, I'm gonna take my hand away.
So, yeah. So I'm really hopeful. I loved Romulus. I had some issues with it, but overall, for the first Disney venture of the Alien films, I thought it was great.
That's a really good point to make, because as much as I had shit to like, I had some problems with Romulus, and I didn't like how fan servicey it was for the previous movies. It is something to say that it's the first alien movie under Disney. Like Prometheus and Covenant, they came out under Fox, right?
Yes.
Okay, so like Disney allowed horror to happen. That's good.
Yeah. And I honestly, I think if they want to turn this into like a big crossover MCU-esque,
and everyone does. Everyone does.
Every
studio.
I mean, I feel like AVP is a fantastic setting to do that in. I mean, I've been saying for years that the biggest mistake they made with the AVP films was not drawing on the comics more, because the comics have like a very expansive built-out universe that they could totally get more into. So I hope they do something along those lines with Predator Badlands. And
I wonder if Alien versus Predator suffered just because it came out at a time when like genre was not that big yet. Like Lord of the Rings hadn't been released.
Because they got Paul Anderson to direct it.
Yeah. The first one's wicked, man. I love the first one. Nora and I watched it the other day.
I can't stand the AVP movies.
Nora, what did you think of the Alien versus Predator movie?
Alien and Predator fan, I cannot stand the AVP movies.
So I've never touched the comic books.
The only thing I will give the AVP movie credit for is Grid was pretty cool, and the CGI Queen is pretty cool. But
Grid?
Everything else, like the lore and everything of it, I just like Ancient Aliens, really.
Sorry, what did you say was really cool? Grid?
Grid, that's the fan nickname for the alien that gets the net cutting all over its head.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to the extended Predator culture. I mean, they teased it around always a little bit up, but never went too far into it. And that trailer really gives me hopes that we get more insight into the clan structure and what's going on there.
I don't know. I think
Right,
it's
right.
probably going to be like
And
the
that
old
is
ones.
something that's so built out in the comics, and like I really wanted the Predator, and most of that buildup is like done alongside the Alien universe. Like it's the Predator comics that take place in the Alien universe. So I've always wanted them to get more into that. So I definitely hope that they explore that as well.
I can already hear the internet crying.
I'm really glad that you decided to talk about Predator and not Alien Earth. Because can I just tell you, I'm so tired of useless nothing Alien Earth teasers. You're like, ooh, Alien Earth teaser. Ooh, and it's just like the planet Earth reflected in the head of a xenomorph. And then the xenomorph opens his mouth and goes, bleh, and that's it. And now, like, apparently there's a new Alien Earth teaser for Earth Day. I'm like, I'm not even touching this. This is all just like clickbait nonsense until that show comes out. I'm worried it means the show is going to be crap, but we'll see.
I mean, it's
I
Disney, and
I have a lot of faith that the show's going to be good, just because the
Well, then I hope you're
showrunner's
right.
really good.
Because what?
The showrunner is really good.
The guy from Fargo?
And Legion, yeah.
Oh, Legion. Okay, right. I forget he's the guy from Legion. I have a lot more faith because he's the guy from Legion. Legion was friggin' fantastic. I need to watch the end of that. Such a
I
weird
also think
show.
because like everything he said in like interviews about it seems like he really gets it. Like he gets that, like the films, he said it's going to kind of be almost more like a corporate espionage show
I like that.
with aliens.
Good.
So I think getting into more of like the internal politics of Weyland-Yutani and stuff, which is something that's always touched on
That's cool.
in the movies, but we never really get to see a lot of it like really fleshed out. I think will be really great to see.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be awesome. I'd be down. Hey, you know what else is a really great espionage show?
Right back.
What?
With that, I will be right back. I have to go do.
You know what else is a really great espionage show that just dropped like its new season that you should definitely watch because it's the greatest thing that's been done in this IP since Empire Strikes Back? Andor. Are people watching Andor?
No, I watched the first season.
Did you like the first season?
Yeah, it was okay. I didn't much care for the first 3 episodes.
No, the first 3 episodes are weak.
Yeah, and you have to really slog through that. I feel, at least I had to slog through
I feel bad. I think I showed Nora the first 3 episodes, and then it got really good, but she didn't see the rest of it.
Yeah, that's for me. It's the biggest problem with the first season of Andor. That the first 3 episodes are really, because I don't care about the guy.
Yeah.
To be totally honest,
I don't care about his girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't care about him, and knowing he's going to die is yeah, okay. But the rest of the season, when basically the next 3 episodes, then it's the heist, and after that the prison break, and those are great episodes. But yeah, I don't care for the guy. So.
I don't mind Cassian like as a character. I don't care that like this is technically a prequel to Rogue One. Like everyone's like, oh my god, he's gonna die. How tragic. I'm like, I don't really care. But it's just such a good show. Otherwise, like, yeah, the prison episodes and like, oh man, Andy Serkis like actually doing an amazing performance as a human. I'm so happy that guy actually got a human role that had so much like resonance.
We're talking about Andor.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I have not watched that show yet, but like it's on my list. I watched a bunch
Shane.
of stuff when I was recovering from my surgery.
Yeah.
And it was like on my list, but I never got to it.
Well, that's good because Kajan and I are going to save you the most frustrating part of the show, which is the first 3 episodes. You can kind of probably just, have you seen Rogue One?
I have.
Okay, I think you should just jump to episode 3. There's going to be some stuff that you don't get background on, but it's going to be about like his girlfriend or his sister or something. It doesn't matter. And then I guess the only good backstory that you might miss if you do that is about like the corporate peons within the Empire, which I find hilarious, but whatever. They'll flesh that out later. but the first 3 episodes are a big slog, and then the action kicks off in the 3rd episode. And then from there, like it's a bunch of, are they 3-episode arcs? It's like
Yeah, it's always
episodes
3
4, 5, and
episodes.
6 are one story. Episodes 7, 8, and 9 are another story. Pretty
Oh,
much.
interesting. I didn't know it was formatted like that.
Yeah. That's why the new season is releasing 3 episodes at a time. And in the new season, it's actually the case that like what's his name? Thomas Gilroy or something, the showrunner. He was like, okay, Disney, we're gonna do 3 seasons of this TV show. And Disney's like, how about you wrap it up in 1? And he's like, okay, I'm gonna do 3 seasons in 1 season. So it's like it's 3 episodes in the second season, a 1-year gap, 3 episodes, a 1-year gap, and then 3 episodes.
Interesting.
It'll work. Like he did very well with the format in the first season. I have like a lot of faith in it working for the second season.
And I feel the first 3 episodes are only interesting because it introduces the police guy that's with the inferiority complex.
He's so good. He's so like Shane. The show is about imperial bureaucracy and rebels taking advantage of it. Like
it's the mundanity of evil.
Yes. One of my favorite characters, absolute favorite characters in the full show is Stellan Skarsgård, who plays an art. Sorry.
I love Stellan Skarsgård.
So Stellan Skarsgård. Oh, maybe I shouldn't tell you that much. Stellan Skarsgård is lovely.
Don't tell me. I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch it. It's like next on my list.
Great.
I watched when I was recovering. I watched what did I watch? I watched the entirety of Castlevania Nocturne.
Ooh.
Which was okay. It was not nearly as good as the original Castlevania series.
No, it wasn't. The first season, I didn't really like the art style.
First season was a slog, man. I almost quit the show until the plot twist at the end of the season.
Wait, this is the first season of the original Castlevania? Because I watched that and I stopped watching.
No, it's a spin-off.
Of Nocturne.
No, Castlevania Nocturne.
Okay.
It's a spin-off series.
The guy that did the first, the real Castlevania show went on to do the Devil May Cry show that's on Netflix right now. And someone else took over Nocturne and did a spin-off that set like 100 years later, 200 years later, something like that.
It takes place during the French Revolution.
Yeah, it's the timeline of Castlevania always messes with my head. So, but it's basically set in the French Revolution, and as art style, the art director decided to use an art style that gives you French Revolution painting-like pictures.
Oh, interesting.
Like there are kind of shots that fit into that could be a painting from that time.
That sounds like it could be amazing.
Yeah, it sounds like I get what he's doing, but I don't like what he's doing. Know what I mean?
Okay. It doesn't land for you?
It's a cool concept, but it doesn't work for me.
Okay.
I just thought the storytelling was a slog. And I thought the villain was like, they kept talking about the like the entire first season, they're like constantly talking about the vampire messiah, Ursabet Bathory, the vampire messiah, and then she shows up and she's just like
boring,
worse than Carmilla from the first season. Like she's just a worse version of Carmilla, and I'm just like, this is it? Like, is there more to this? And like, yeah, there's a little bit more to it in the second season, but I just felt like she was a really weak villain compared to literally every villain in the first season, or in the first series. And I was just like, I hope Dracula comes back, because this is not not doing it for me.
And I was so disappointed when they killed my favorite character at the end of the first season. Like,
oh yeah, I don't know, the whole it just felt a little directionless compared to the first season or the first series. And so I hope the second they're the third season, which I'm sure is inevitable, kind of steers it back. But then I also watched, finally, because I'm a big fan of this series and I had been putting off watching this for a long time, I watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which, wow, if you have not watched that, go watch it because it
Cool.
is
Yeah, it's
fantastic. It
amazing.
is Studio Trigger at their strongest.
It saved the video game.
Saved what?
Yeah,
The video game?
It saved the video game. Yes.
Oh, okay,
The
cool.
video game, when the video game came out, it was really panned because it was in a bad state.
Super buggy.
yeah,
And
it was
That's all I
very
know.
unoptimized. A lot of
yeah,
bugs,
and
a lot of crashing issues.
and then this Netflix series came out, and then everybody went back and
That's cool.
discovered that the game was cool.
Yeah, because it was
finally
like
good.
Yeah, because it was like the game was like completely broken. It just like wouldn't work on some consoles. Like
All I
the
know
PS4
about,
and
literally
Xbox
all I
One
know
version
about this
was like-
game is that it's broken. That's all I know. Like, I was
Yeah,
informed by
but
that,
then
of that.
but then they fixed it. Like they fixed pretty much all the problems, but people were so burned on it that
Yeah.
they didn't bother to go
Back,
like
yeah.
play the fixed version. And then Edge Runners came out and suddenly Cyberpunk was popular again and people went back to play the game and they're like, "Oh, the game is actually what it should have been when it released." And now it's like, now I think the DLC for it like got nominated for like Game of the Year or something.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah,
but anyways,
it's
yeah,
really
Edge
good.
Runners was phenomenal. Go
Cool.
watch it if you haven't.
Yeah.
And watch the dub, not the sub. Which is rare, I will say that with an anime,
Really?
but
Why?
the sub is actually terrible.
What?
It's terrible. Well, first of all, the show takes place in like a futuristic version of LA, so it's kind of weird that all the characters are speaking Japanese, especially
Oh.
since there are actually Japanese characters in the show, like ethnically Japanese, and in fact, even in the dub, those particular characters do speak Japanese.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
for the
honestly, the
universe,
voice
it makes
acting is just
sense.
phenomenal, and there's also a lot of in Cyberpunk. There's a lot of like slang that they use that just does not translate well in the sub.
Mhm.
And I feel like you miss out on some of like the world building just around like the language and stuff when you don't have that. So yeah, I definitely recommend dub over sub. on
Cool.
this.
Interesting. Okay.
Plus, there's one character that shows up in the show who's voice acted by the same guy that voices him in the game. So that's also cool.
Cool. All right. I managed to sculpt. Well, no, I'm not done. I almost managed to sculpt two sides of this thing without shoving my finger in the side I'm happy with. So that means that I'm either
Yeah.
about to shove my finger in it now, or maybe I've become a better sculptor.
That's why I'm stopping, because I already shoved my finger into a piece.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
I'm not-
It's the worst.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've finished sculpting this fur on his leg, which it's a little rough, but I think it'll look good when it's painted.
What's going on in the
Okay.
chat? Kajan?
Yeah,
Symbio? Wait, Symbio,
we-
are you still here?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, they were talking about soup with chunks and sandwiches.
Yeah,
people-
Diana and Tom Wilson, we made some references to the very good British TV series Black Books.
Black Books. Never heard of it,
You should check it out.
apparently.
I saw the first episode about 8 times.
Oh wow.
I probably shouldn't say this, but I don't think I've ever watched a British television show that let me down. Like, I'm sure that's not accurate, but like every time I watch like a British drama or like a British comedy or like something, like
Mm,
it's good times.
I'm not sure.
British
My
Office,
fiance's been
so
having
much
me
better than
watch,
American Office.
Outlander.
What?
My fiance's been having me watch Outlander.
I haven't watched that.
No, my condolences.
I'm only through the first season so far. I have like a big problem watching time travel shows because it just
Oh.
like I feel like I am like
We can not be
possessed
friends.
to focus on things that are not important. that are specifically revolving around time travel.
What do you mean?
Well, like I like focus on the logistics of like, well, if they're doing this, then like how is this influencing the future? And then like it pisses me off when they then
It happens with some delay, but that is pretty long delay.
Yeah, but maybe it's if it's his internet provider that's crashing.
Ah, there he
Yeah.
is.
There is something.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
mean, it is
yeah,
already 9:30 almost. If you want to call the stream.
yeah. Not right now. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, something is happening. No, it's black the screen.
Well, I can see
There's
Kajan's
something.
camera and Shane and
Yeah.
your non-signal.
Yeah.
No signal. I don't know if your audio is working.
Your
I
audio
can't hear it on the
is not
stream.
working. Yeah.
Here we go. Now people should be able to hear me. Okay, now I see my audio. Okay. Hi, people out in Streamland.
Yes.
My power went out, and that's why I came back with no audio, because my mic is anyway. I'm running my laptop off battery. I'm streaming this through my phone hotspot connection. Our whole block is out, so I'm gonna call it now. I just finished sculpting. Thank you all for joining. Kajan, Shane, Symbio, thank you all for jumping on with us. And yeah, everybody stay safe. Everyone have fun. Sorry we didn't get all the way through the chat, but I look forward to talking about it more. And Squid with class, I just want to say thank you so much for your question. I'm really glad that we went through that. It's something that I love talking about, like gear and making it so it's easier for yourself to hobby in like non ideal conditions. So hopefully that was helpful for you. I really liked all the advice that everyone else gave. And maybe I should go shoot a short when I have power again of my travel case setup and put that on YouTube, because I had it on Instagram, but fuck Instagram. So yeah, thanks guys. And I'll talk to you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.